here we are. It is day 7, and we've got 2 more days after this before the summit starts. And we are going to be doing our 4th card for our storybook card project. And of course, with day 7, just remember, grab the following from our countdown page, the supplies list and the templates. Those will remain up there even during the summit and afterwards, so you can come back and do this project at any time. We also send out an email with the new link that's activated for the day. So today, day 7 has been activated, so all the previous ones are active, so you can go back and start at the beginning if you need to. The last lesson will be on October 11th, and that will be number 9. So we've got day 7, 8, and 9 left to do. And don't forget to post your project to the Facebook page. And there will be a draw at the end of the summit for those that post. Now, supplies for today, day 7. A white cardstock, that's for print then cut. 8.5 by 11 for the card itself. Glue, as usual, Barely Art is my favorite. Some way to score your project. That means you can use these projects on the Joy. We've made them 5 inches wide, and if it doesn't fit on your Joy, it definitely fits on the Joy Extra. And a scraper for making the folds. I always have scissors around as well, and a drawing pencil just in case I need it. Now, the templates we're going to use today for this part of the card, one is called HC2023, Holiday Crafts 2023 Fireworks, and that's a PNG file. And the next one is Thalia New Year's Fireworks, and that is also a PNG file. So those are the 2 files we're going to use today. Now, one last thing, I keep reminding you, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is really important so that you get pinged when we put on anything new. That could be for workshops, summits, regular training. We do a lot of free videos, so make sure that you get on the subscriber list and are notified about everything that happens there. Now, let's go over to Design Space and work on card number 4. Let's just click over there now. This is where we ended up last time. Now I'm just going to show you one more time. We're going to copy from this project over to a new project. So for example, I'm going to need 4 of these this time, and I'm going to need the card. I've grabbed all of them. I can hit Control C, or you can come up to the edit menu here, click the down arrow and click copy. Now I want to make sure I have saved my project. Yes, I have. Save is grayed out, so I can start a new project. And now I can come up to edit and choose paste or Control V, as you see right here. So let's just paste that in. Perfect. Nothing else we need to do there, just move them out of the way because we need to bring in our 2 uploads for today. So let us grab the first upload, and this is Thalia Fireworks. And the other one we want is the fireworks itself, and this is what it looks like. So I'm going to click on both of those, and I'm going to add them to the canvas. Now, as usual, they're going to come in pretty big, so I'm going to click away. Let's grab our fireworks here. Now, we can have them, of various heights, and I usually like 3 inches as my best height for anything, so we're just going over to the width over here, and I'm going to type in 3 inches. Perfect. Now, you can have the fireworks go in 2 different directions or 1 different direction. It doesn't really matter. But what we're going to need to do with this is add an offset of white in the background and flatten it, because we're going to need 3 pieces of these to work with this particular card. So let's grab our offset, and I just leave it at standard. I'm going to click apply And this time I'm going to come up here to Operation, click on the color, and of course I want white. That looks really good. Going to grab the two together and I am going to flatten them. Now I have one of fireworks. Now you could have them all in the same direction. I usually cut mine out in the same direction, but if you want to get creative, we're going to hold down the Alt key and we're going to drag over a copy. Now what we can do is then flip this. There's a flip up here. So let's go flip, and we're going to flip horizontal. So now you have fireworks going in two different directions. And you can decide what the third one is going to be, whether it's going to be in the same direction or a different one. I'm going to click on this one, hold my Alt key down, and drag another copy. So I have 3 pieces of fireworks here, and that's exactly what I want. Now we have Thalia looking at the fireworks. And of course with Thalia, we want to make sure that we have 3 inches in the height. So let's go over here to the size, and we're going to type in a 3. Great. Now we also need an offset around this as well. So I'm going to click on Offset and Apply. And then of course I'm going to change that color to white. I know it's hard to see, but maybe I'll change it to gray just so we can see it. Now what we need to do here is we need to add the bottom piece so that she can stand up on the card. So let's grab a shape, just grab a square. We've done this before. Now I want to click on the offset just above, and it says width 2.539. Let's make it 2.5. That way I have an even number to work with. So let's click on our square and make it 2.5. Lovely. Now I'm going to unlock it. As usual, I only want to make this 1 inch high because we are going to put a little stand up for it. Now I'm just going to move Thalia out of the way on this one. I'm just going to the very bottom here. And I am going to align these center horizontally. That looks really good. I'm coming down to Combine and Weld. Fabulous. Now the other thing I need to do is put a score line 1/2 inch up. I'm going to zoom in. Let's move it over a bit so we can see what's going on here. There we go. And I'm going to place it on a line at the bottom. Just down a little bit more. I'm going to use an arrow key just to place it. Looks like it's sitting on the line. Now I want 1/2 inch up. I want to have a score line so that we can bend it over and have her stand up inside the card. So let's grab our shape. Let's grab our score line. And we need to rotate this 90 degrees. And if you remember, the height of this line, because it's a height, not a width, is 3.5. Lovely. Now let's just grab this, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I number 3.5. That was the height. I'm going to have to squish this down a little bit just so it fits. That was my mistake. That looks pretty good. So let's just grab both of those and align center horizontally so everything's in place. Now I'm going to grab Thalia, and she's out behind, so I'm going to put her in the front. So we're going to decide how we want her to float here. We should move up a bit. Now that'll give her a 1/2 inch up. Let's see. Now that's going to work out extremely well. We are going to now add another score line because we're going to attach this to the back of the card and this to the bottom. So I'm just going to click away. What I want to do is grab this score line. I'm going to hold the Alt key down And I'm just going to put a score line right at the bottom here. It's a little bit different when you look at it that way. Perfect. Now, the score lines will not be able to be pushed together. So we're going to grab the top two pieces. We are going to flatten them. We are going to arrange it, send it to the back. We're going to grab it all together and we are going to attach it. Now let's zoom back out. All right, we have Thalia and we have the card, we have the 4 tabs, we have the 3 items here for the fireworks. So we're pretty well ready. One last thing, we did flatten this. So what happens here is we've left the gray, so it's going to print gray. Well, we don't want that, so I'm going to detach it. And then I am going to click on this. I'm going to unflatten it. I'm going to pick on the weld result. I'm going to change that to white. Great. Now I've picked the top 2, flatten, and then of course I want to arrange and send to back. That'll allow my score lines to appear. Grab it all and attach it. So we are ready to go ahead and print and cut all of this out. So let's go over to save. And this is day 7 fireworks card. All right, I'm going to put it in my collection cards and click on save. All right, one last thing to do, of course, is to go ahead and make it and take a look at our mats. So we have all of these printing out on a print then cut. The material size here is going to be 8.5 by 11 unless you're working with something different. Now it has placed one of our other fireworks on another page. Well, we don't need to do that, so let's go grab it. Let's move the object and we're going to move it to our other one here, confirm it. I'm just going to place it down here and it works just fine. It fits in there just fine. So I don't know why it wanted to move it, but now we've got them all on the same sheet. Now it looks like floating score lines, but in reality, you're going to get your score lines after it's cut out. So that's not a problem. Now let's take a look at our other pieces. Once again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces that we want cut out with this one. And I think that should be enough. And of course our card itself, and I'm going to move that to another mat. And I'm going to move it to this mat right here, confirm. And then I'm just going to put it down below because I still want to use 8.5 by 11, and I'll just put it just below the 2-inch mark so you can cut out a piece 2 inches by 6 inches at the top, and you can still have an 8.5 by 11 at the bottom. So everything looks really good here, and we're going to continue. Now, I haven't hooked up a device, but if I click on the print then cut, it's asking us to send it to the printer. Now it comes up with this dialog box. What I want you to do is make sure that you use the system dialog box, turn that on, and then when you click print, the dialog box for your printer will pop up, and then you can choose which tray it's going to serve or the type of paper. So let's go ahead and cut everything out, and tomorrow we'll put our last card together, and then the day after we're going to put everything together with the cover.